Oh, I'm live. I am live. That is good. All right, got notifications for today. All right, for those who are just popping into the stream, what is up, you awesome kisters? It's CistReactZ, guys. Today we're going to be streaming FuhNaff's the entire Five Nights at Freddy's timeline. It's an hour-long video, so cannot wait to see what FuhNaff has cooked with a bunch of known Five Nights at Freddy's animators. What's going on, Jerome Lamal? What's up, Sir Orange the Third? What's up? What's up, Glen Rock Thomas Winters? By the way, guys, if you don't know, I might be planning on reading Corey X Kenshin's manga during this stream after FuhNaff's video is done. So let me know if that's something you guys want to watch. All right, I believe I am ready to watch. Here we go.
Get ready for a surprise. She can sing.
Viewer discretion is advised.
Together in one place.
Ooh, the animation looks
Five Nights at
nice.
Freddy's is a franchise with over a decade's worth of content, spanning countless games, books, and now a movie. There's a reason that no matter whose timeline you watch, they all look different. Making a FNAF timeline is not easy. There are so many ways you can interpret this story, and this is mine. So let's start at the beginning. Back in the 70s, a company called Fazbear Entertainment got its start by creating different props and mascot costumes for carnivals, and specifically for something called the Fall Fest.
To
The
upload
Fall
content.
Fest featured various mascot characters
Someone
such
says.
as a bird,
That's
an
good.
elephant, and the most popular of all, Fredbear and Bonnie. These specific mascot costumes were so popular, Fazbear Entertainment opened a dedicated restaurant for them called Fredbear's Family Diner, featuring the same Fredbear and Bonnie mascot costumes from the Fall Fest. What Fazbear Entertainment didn't account for, though, was one of their animatronics from the Fall Fest going rogue, ending in a giant
Oh,
fire,
hell no.
with most of everything from the Fall Fest being destroyed.
Watch how this is going to be the ending of the game, too. Yo, I can't believe John went crazy on this. We got featuring animations by Evelyve, Jonlanty, BAYG, Emir, E.Breddy, Oh Snap, InTheShadows, Jason 3D, TheHottestDog, that's my boy, Spencer Singer, MLSpence, oh my god, Derpmii, we got Ben L07, and then we got TKSFM, and FuhNaff doing animations himself. Snartles, I recognize that name. AP?
The specifics about the animatronic that went rogue and the fire are unknown, and will likely be revealed next year in FNAF's next big release. Although we don't know much about how this fire occurred, we do know that after the fire, Fazbear Entertainment started phasing out of the mascot costume era. They needed something new. The two men who helped found Fazbear Entertainment, William Afton and Henry Emily, stepped up to the plate. William Afton was mostly the businessman of the two, handling all of the money, while Henry was the more creative one, with him being in charge of building.
I love how
most of the
MatPat-esque
animatronics
this
and
video
props for the
feels.
company. With the Fall Fest era of the company coming to a close, they were only left with Fredbear's Family Diner, the standalone restaurant created for the Fredbear and Bonnie characters.
I love this logo.
In order to replace the mascot versions of Fredbear and Bonnie, Henry went to work on new versions of the characters, eventually creating the new Fredbear and Spring Bonnie. The same
Ooh, those
characters,
models.
but with new designs and new suits. Henry called them Springlock suits. These suits are able to double as both an animatronic and a suit that the employees could wear. To switch the suit from animatronic mode to suit mode, the employees could use a hand crank to pull back the animatronic parts, leaving room
Yeah,
for
what's
them
going
to
on,
climb
Phoenix?
inside. The spring
We're watching
locks that were
FuhNaff's
helping to pull
timeline.
back those animatronic parts were very sensitive though, and with even a little bit of moisture, the spring locks could potentially snap shut, crushing and killing
Oof.
whoever was inside. But
Painful.
if that ended up happening, Fazbear
I'm proud of you. You're about to hit a million
Entertainment had
subs.
some
Hopefully,
procedures set in place.
hopefully we get there.
In case that the spring locks come loose while you are wearing a suit, please try to maneuver away from populated areas before bleeding out. as to not ruin the customer experience.
Before
Fredbear's
bleeding
Family
out.
Diner ended up being super successful for William and Henry, so much so that other companies tried replicating it. Another company proceeded to rip off Fazbear Entertainment's old mascot characters by creating their own animatronic versions of them. The leader of the group was Ned Bear, a direct copy of Fredbear, followed by a hippo, an elephant, and a frog.
So John
All
thinks these
characters from
animatronics
the
are like
Dollfest,
bootleg
and all with slightly
ghetto.
different designs to avoid copyright issues. But while the rival company was able to replicate the designs, they could
What's good,
not
chat? Just popped in.
replicate
What's up,
Henry's
Stars G?
state-of-the-art
Hi, System Gang. What's up?
technology.
Make sure you guys
Their
smack
robots
that
were
like button on the
poorly
stream so we
made
can
and had to
appear
have giant
everywhere.
Batteries with exposed wires on stage with them.
Let us
Naturally,
spread.
The rival company failed and ended up being bought out by Fazbear Entertainment. With all of the success from Fredbear's Family Diner, William and Henry decided to branch out and create more
What's up,
characters
Slubsy?
for a new restaurant. In 1983, William and Henry opened Freddy Fazbear's Pizza, featuring Freddy Fazbear, Bonnie, Chica, and Foxy. With the opening of Freddy Fazbear's Pizza, Fazbear Entertainment was experiencing success like they've never seen before. But with two restaurants now open at the same time, more success also meant more work for William and Henry. The duo were so wrapped up in work that they started neglecting their own families. William was the father of 3 kids, the eldest,
Now
Michael,
William
the crying
neglecting his
child,
family
and Elizabeth.
again.
The crying child has yet to have a 100% confirmed name, so for this video,
Ooh, I like
he will
how
just
Dave
be
is
called
there.
The crying child. Meanwhile,
I
Henry
really love how HyperJoyd has really shook the community with the name Dave. I really love that.
had one kid, a daughter named Charlie. The business partners spent most of their days working.
What did I miss
they
so
both
far?
Created different ways
can always
of taking
rewind.
care of their kids. Henry was the robotics genius, so he used his talents to create a
Don't
new
be afraid to
animatronic
rewind.
to watch Charlie for him. It was called
Security
the Security
Puppet.
Puppet. This animatronic would sit by the door of Freddy Fazbear's Pizza and make sure that Charlie wasn't able to leave the building. This made
I
it
love
so
this
Charlie
new
could
tier
play
of
at the
theory
restaurant
video,
while Henry
man.
worked,
Cinematic.
without Henry having to worry about her leaving the building or getting kidnapped. The robot was linked directly to a green bracelet that Charlie was wearing. If Charlie, wearing the green bracelet, tried leaving the building, the security puppet would spring into action. William, on the other hand, was the businessman of the company. He cared more about making money, but also saving money. Naturally, he decided to just force his eldest son Michael to babysit while he was at work.
Yeah,
Michael was
babysitting.
mostly in charge of babysitting the crying child. The crying child didn't have many friends, but he did have a close relationship with his plushies. These plushies were of characters from his favorite show, Fredbear and Friends, Fazbear Entertainment's newest cartoon, featuring Fredbear, Freddy, Bonnie, Chica, and Foxy. The crying child's favorite character, though, was Fredbear. He especially loved his Fredbear plushie. Although he loved the plushie version of the characters, the animatronics would soon become a different story. One day, while visiting Fredbear's Family Diner, the crying child saw something that would scar him for the rest of his life. While wandering the restaurant,
Springlock
he walked
incident, more
by
than
the
likely.
employees only room, where an employee accidentally left the door open. Inside the room was his father, William Afton, helping another employee into a spring Bonnie suit. But through the eyes of the crying child, this looked like someone was literally being stuffed into an animatronic suit. The crying child was so young that he wasn't educated on how the mascot characters worked. So seeing a human be put inside of one terrified him. When a child
Yo, what did Scott say before? What's seen in the eyes of a child can easily be like messed up. That's what Scott said before. That does sound like a good way of how a child would misinterpret a springlock going on someone's head.
experiences something traumatic,
MetaQuest
their
has
brain
update of
naturally
the
tries
Mimic.
finding ways to deal with that trauma. The crying child's way of
Peak.
dealing with
What's up,
his
Deducer?
trauma was by
Make sure y'all
creating
smack that
an
like button. Let's try to reach
imaginary
35
friend.
likes.
This imaginary friend took the form of the object he loved the most, his Fredbear plushie. His new imaginary friend Fredbear followed him wherever he went, shape-shifting into flowers, hiding behind cars and in the sewers, with nobody being able to see him except for the crying child. When the crying child was overwhelmed, the plushie would talk to him and try to calm him down. Even when the plushie wasn't around, it was still able to speak to him because it lived in his mind. While the crying child was dealing with the
Dude,
trauma
this
of
shot
seeing
of the
what he
hallway.
thinks was someone being stuffed into a suit, his brother Michael was only making it worse. Michael knew about what happened with his younger brother and used it against him. Every day while babysitting the crying child, Michael
Dude,
would
the
put on a
lighting
Foxy
looks
mask, hide
insane.
somewhere in the house
Ooh.
and jump scare his little
The minigame in the
brother.
arcade? Yo? Yo, John is doing stuff, and these animators. John and these animators are doing stuff that, like, no theorist that I've seen has done. Like, I haven't seen MatPat go this hard. Like, MatPat will do like a little skit with the PNGs, but like I haven't seen him go this hard ever.
From the pizzeria to your living room, you no longer
Ooh.
have to wait to sing and dance with Fredbear and friends. Weeknights at
Yo,
8
John, if you
Central.
ever need some voice acting, just ask me. I will help. And here comes jump scare. Let me like get into like a. Let me get into a position where I won't knock the whole world down if I get jump scared, man. Oh nah. Wait, was Fredbear on the clock? Uh-oh, here we go again. Why are we looking up? Why are we looking up at the ceiling? Don't go under that bed. Don't go under that bed. Oh shit! Come on, man. Not cool.
All of Michael's bullying, the crying child's imaginary friend Fredbear.
I got me a little
comforted
bit,
him
a
and
little
talked him
bit.
through the situation, saying, "You know he is hiding again. It's
too loud.
Be careful. Tomorrow is another day." Michael wasn't the only one bullying the crying child, though. The local kids in the neighborhood heard about why the crying child was so scared of the pizzeria, even making up fake rumors related to what the crying child thought he saw there. You'd better watch out.
Yo, what's
I
going
think
on,
they come
Bonnie?
to life at night, and if you die, they hide your body and never tell anyone. But all of this bullying would come to a head on one special day, the crying child's birthday. Ironically, his birthday
Ooh.
party was being held at
Nice
the Fredbear
transition.
family diner. Because he was so terrified of being at the pizzeria, he hid under the table, not knowing that Michael and his friends were nearby, planning a prank that would go terribly wrong.
Make sure you grab your pizza. Fredbear and Spring Bonnie
MatPat?
performing in 5 minutes.
He got MatPat? Oh, he definitely kept that a secret because he's not in the description. That's crazy. That sounded like MatPat in my ears. What? Oh, nah. Damn.
Michael and his friends.
That's the best way to
lift the crying
censor
child
it.
up to quote, "give Fredbear a big kiss," and Fredbear bit down on him, leaving his body to go limp. Michael and his friends quickly stopped laughing. Because of Michael's immature behavior, his terrified younger brother paid the ultimate
You mean his
price.
murderous
Although
behavior?
the crying child was badly hurt, he didn't immediately die. Because of the immense brain damage, he slipped into a coma. After being treated at a hospital, the crying child was taken home so he could be comfortable, surrounded by his only friends, his plushies. In the crying child's final moments, Michael decides to apologize for what he's done.
Nah, because you know William, the night of this happening, was like, if that boy dies, you're next. Like, I'd get running if I were you or some shit like that. You know William was on Michael, bro.
Saying, "Can you hear me? I don't know if you
Oh,
can hear me.
nah.
I'm sorry." After Michael speaks, the crying child's imaginary friend Fredbear, created out of the trauma he experienced, continues
wait for the
doing
FNAF
what
2
it's done
movies,
the
same.
whole time. It comforts him, saying, "You're broken. We are still your friends. Do you still believe that? I'm still here. I will put you back together." This would be the final thing the crying child hears before he dies. The crying child's spirit would then live on in the Fredbear suit, the thing that took his life. The crying child's death wasn't just an accident. It was directly caused by Michael's recklessness. This is something that Michael could potentially face jail time for, so it needed to be covered up. Since the crying child was being kept at home, no one else knew that he ended up passing away. So William
Wow.
and Michael ended up burying the crying child's body in the middle of the woods where no one would find him. No tombstone, no flowers, just a pile of dirt, an unmarked grave, and a lifetime's worth of guilt that Michael would have to live with. Shortly after the incident, Fredbear's
Dang.
family diner was quickly shut down, and and
Oh,
Fred's
can we talk
liver.
about these
Shortly after
transitions,
the
though?
incident, Fredbear's family diner was quickly
Going
shut
down into the
and
grave.
Fredbear was completely wiped from existence.
Thank you,
The
Team
Fredbear
Count
and
YT.
Friends TV show turned into Freddy and Friends on tour. The Fredbear and Spring Bonnie Springlock suits also ended up being moved into the back room of Freddy Fazbear's Pizza, mainly being used as spare suits if one of the Freddy's animatronics broke down. The death of William Afton's youngest son was a pivotal moment in this story, specifically William Afton's story. This was the first domino to fall. A father losing his son is a traumatic
Bro, this editing is
situation, and while
insane.
any
Seriously.
other father would take time to grieve, be sad, and properly deal with such a big loss, William Afton took a different route. Afton definitely was upset about his son dying, but it wasn't because he felt bad for his son, it was because it was embarrassing to him. William Afton was a narcissist. He had
Embarrassing?
little to no empathy. All he cared about was work and comparing himself to his business partner, Henry. Henry had a wife, a kid, and a talent for robotics that Afton was utterly jealous of. The death of the crying child sent Afton over the edge because while Henry's family was still perfect, his was now broken. Henry and William had different ways of taking care of their kids, and while Afton employing his eldest son failed, Henry's security puppet succeeded. Henry's daughter, Charlie, lived on. Afton had a hard time dealing with this feeling.
But like, did it succeed? Because there's like kids putting boxes on top of the security puppet. Like, did we forget that mini game? Bro, that security puppet is only as good as kids putting boxes on it.
Embarrassment. He started becoming an alcoholic, frequently
Read this
visiting
if this is a
local
live
bar called
reaction.
Junior's. One night though, after drinking a little too much and getting kicked out of the bar, he decided that he was going to settle the score with Henry. Afton, drunk and filled with rage, drove from the bar to Freddy Fazbear's Pizza, where he knew Charlie was being watched over by Henry's
What's up,
security
Martin?
puppet. Afton planned on risking everything to kill Henry's daughter, Charlie. He didn't care if he got caught, and he didn't care if he went to prison. But when Afton got to Freddy's, he noticed that Charlie was standing outside by herself.
That's oh, okay. That the night it happened, there was a box on it. That's why I couldn't get out. Okay, I forgot. I thought the boxes on top of it was like an Easter egg.
It turned out that some bullies were able to trap the security puppet in its box and lock Charlie outside the building.
I forgot
giving
that's how
Afton
that
the
happened.
Perfect opportunity
Whoops.
to kill Charlie outside of the pizzeria. The security puppet
I think my memory messed up on it because the security puppet was able to get outside, but then I forgot why it couldn't get outside while she was still alive.
was eventually able to escape its box.
Imagine being so
and
jealous that you
looking
kill your
for
best
Charlie.
friend's kid.
As Afton sped away, the puppet noticed that Charlie was outside in the pouring rain. It then did what it was programmed to do and went to protect her.
How does the puppet move?
The
Dang!
puppet got
Names, bro, they gave it like a whole like interface. Charlotte, Emily, age, whatever, female. Henry, Emily, wrist color, green.
closer to Charlie's
Signal strong, security puppet protocol. Yo, that's hard. I like how they did that. And then they got the oh my god.
body, the rain started making it short circuit. It was forced to crawl its way over to her until the rain got to be too much and the puppet shut down right next to Charlie's body. While Charlie
Dang.
and the puppet lay lifeless next to each other, Afton was speeding home, driving right past where he buried his son and the bar he got kicked out of. When Afton got home, he was met with his wife sitting in the living room watching TV and Michael in his bedroom. Afton was a
Let me know
drunk
if it's
and
too loud.
abusive father and fully blamed Michael for what happened to
I turned
his
it up a
youngest
little
son.
bit so y'all
Mrs.
can hear.
Afton tells him to leave Michael alone because he's had a tough day, but Afton doesn't listen. He goes over to Michael's room and pounds on the door, only for the door to be locked.
I told
He
you
then
not to
makes his
close
way
your
around
door.
the house to try and find a way in from the outside. But once he gets to Michael's bedroom window, he notices that it's broken and Michael was gone. Michael was so upset by what he did to his brother that he would sometimes see visions of Fredbear appear and disappear. Tonight, Fredbear appeared outside his bedroom window, and it almost felt like his brother was calling out to him from beyond the grave.
Oh my
This would
God.
happen frequently, and every time it did, Michael would run to the spot where they buried his younger brother, only to find that nothing had changed. His young
Honestly, if it is as John says, like if he got this part right, could you imagine the flashback that would like be back in like 2016 when we actually seen that? I wish Scott would have done like some young Michael Afton flashbacks, because it'd be cool to actually play as like the kid of the guy we've been playing as every single game.
Younger brother was still gone and buried in the ground. Afton knew Michael did this often.
Kid version
saying,
Mike would have been
"Ran off
so
to that
cool
place
and
again. He
scarier.
will be sorry when he gets back." The guilt of killing his younger brother haunted Michael in his real life, but also in his dreams. Michael would constantly have nightmares about the animatronic that took his brother's life. These were the exact same nightmares his younger brother used to have every night, now passed on to him.
Oh, so he's saying the FNAF 4 game is actually Michael. I always kind of thought it was the crying child in like a coma or something. I still kind of think that. It kind of makes more sense. But it makes a lot more sense that the animatronics will be messing his brain up too. Michael's. The audio. So you just gonna let Chica in? You just gonna let Chica in though? That's crazy. That's not Chica, that's Fredbear. I'd rather Chica right now. Also, I thought for a second that was like the crying child's model next to Fredbear. I was so scared. I think that's just the wall. So you're just gonna. Alright, so we're just gonna let Fredbear in. Alright. Word. And then we're gonna get closer to the door. I think that's Nightmare. No, that's Fredbear. Oh no. Oh no. Don't open it. Don't open it. Oh no.
After the death of
Oh,
Charlie,
no.
Cybert Entertainment tried their best at covering it up. Fortunately for them and for William, the crime was
Make sure all
committed
56 of you guys
outside,
smack
where
that
no
like
one was
button if
around
you guys
to
like the
witness it.
animation here.
William was able to get away with everything, while Fazbear Entertainment never spoke of the incident again. The security puppet was quickly moved to the back room of Freddy Fazbear's Pizza, where the retired Fredbear and Spring Bonnie suits resided. But
Someone says, I want to FNAF on you. Ew. We need to see classic FNAF minigames remade in the same 16-bit style, like Into the Pit. Yes. I thought it was Michael because of the layout between the actual game and the minigame of the bedroom is different. The Crying Child's room has one door while this room has two. It would make sense that somebody who's always had to deal with two doors with animatronics on them. You know what? Yeah, it actually might be Michael. Damn. Because, you know, Bonnie's on the left, as per usual with Michael. Chica's on the right, as per usual with Michael. Foxy just had a new way to scare him, I guess. With the closet being in the middle. Or with the Foxy closet being in the middle. But, I don't know. I still think it would make more sense that it's the kid. But, I don't know. It could be Michael.
something was different about the security puppet.
I don't know.
Dark tears now appeared on the mask of the animatronic.
It's bothering
Dark
me.
tears that weren't there before. This is something that Afton quickly noticed the next day when he went into work. He'd heard about what happened moments after he sped off.
Wait, in the security puppet game? Wait, now I actually gotta see this. Did the security puppet... I'm trying to type quieter because I type really loud. Yo, the actual security puppet didn't actually have... Oh, wait, my camera's blocking it. The actual security puppet didn't have tears. I never thought about that.
Off. He knew the security puppet was found laying next to Charlie's body.
Wait, here's the actual minigame. I'm trying to get the frame by frame. Yeah, it never had tears until it met Charlie. That's crazy.
Found laying next to Charlie's body. So does that mean Charlie's soul now resided in the puppet? William definitely noticed that the puppet looked different, almost like it was haunted, almost like it was thinking. Other employees would eventually notice the same thing.
I'll be honest, I never liked that puppet thing. It's always
Thinking.
thinking, and it can go anywhere.
After realizing
Sorry, I'm just
the
making sure my
security
microphone's
puppet
fine.
may be possessed by the spirit of Charlie,
Lil Jet,
Afton
what's
went
up?
back and looked at the crying child's Fredbear plushie, only
I'm
to
guessing dittophobia will get addressed later. What's dittophobia? Oh wait, is that the FNAF book that explained that the FNAF 4 thing could be nightmare gas? And I mean, if the books are becoming canon in the series, I guess it would kind of make sense that some things actually happened just like the books did. So maybe, yeah, William just pumped the rooms full of nightmare gas.
Find that it also seemed...
But if William pumped the rooms with nightmare gas, is that a weird coincidence that Chica, like later on in Michael's life, would appear on the right door and that Bonnie would appear on the left door? That's a odd coincidence.
to be haunted.
Sis, did you ever see my DMs on Discord? Nah, I gotta get to them. I've been really busy lately.
The crying child feared for his
Really
life
busy lately
every
making
single day,
videos and planning
plushie was
videos.
something he was able to cry and pour his agony into. Afton believed that this is what caused the plushie to appear haunted. It wasn't made alive by the spirit of his son, it was made alive by the agony and fear his son poured into it. Afton quickly became obsessed with the concept of haunted objects, and more specifically, the power of human emotion. He needed to find out if this is something he could take advantage of. Afton then used all of his money he made from Fredbear's and Freddy Fazbear's Pizza to build a giant underground facility directly under his house. It was here that he would try to recreate what happened with his son, to recreate the fear and agony he experienced. In order to do this, Afton didn't take any chances. He needed to replicate exactly what his son went through every day. In order to do this, Afton built a replica of his house underground, along with his son's daily walk to Fredbear's family diner. He also built a makeshift bedroom.
Sorry, something caught my eye. I need to go back like a couple seconds.
Recreate the fear and agony he experienced. In order to do this, Afton didn't take any chances. He needed to replicate exactly what his son went through every day. In order to do this, Afton built a replica of his house underground, along with his son's daily walk to Fredbear's family diner. He also built a makeshift bedroom where he could force kids to have the same nightmare every night. Afton would sit in his office watching them on the cameras that could be accessed using the passcode 1983. The year his son got bit. He also kept
okay, so it probably is Michael. With all this evidence stacking, probably is Michael.
In the makeshift bedroom, there were dummy animatronics that wheeled down the hallway. But the kids wouldn't see them as just blank dummies on wheels. Afton would pump hallucinogenic gas into the room to get the kids to think that what they were seeing was a monster.
Is that what happened in the Dittophobia book? He didn't just use, like, the Michael in the book universe. He used multiple kids? That's... Multiple? That's crazy! No, that dude is crazy, man.
These nightmare gas canisters were being stored all throughout his underground facility, and on the bed of this makeshift bedroom was a Freddy plushie, in the hopes that the kids would pour their fear and agony into the plush, like his son did to his plushie. On the other side of the bunker where Afton recreated the crying child's walk to Fredbear's, he placed a bunch of Fredbear plushies all over the place. These Fredbear plushies had walkie-talkies inside of them. This was Afton's way of recreating his son's imaginary friend that would talk to him wherever he went. Afton would speak to the kids through his walkie-talkie sitting in his private office. After setting up the bunker, Afton was only missing one more thing: the kids to run these experiments on. He needed a way to kidnap and capture kids without being caught, and he had the perfect way to do it.
So if Afton probably in the main universe did Dittophobia, who actually did Dittophobia in the books? Yeah, Dittophobia story follows a kid that Afton kidnapped, like William Afton. And ain't Dittophobia in the Fazbear Tales books? The Tales from the Fazbears or whatever? What is the full book name called? But anyway, Afton kidnapped and held under captive underground for multiple years? Nah, that's fucked up. Multiple years? What?
The show will
multiple.
Please stay in your seats.
Enters Circus Baby and the Funtime animatronics. These robots were specifically built by Afton to capture kids, featuring Circus Baby, Funtime Freddy, Funtime Foxy, and Ballora. They feature advanced...
Yeah, he's crazy. That's the point. It's in Tales, which is in the games. Oh, so that's why there's been like an argument about Tales... I don't know what Twitter's been calling it. It's Tales something. But y'all been saying the Tales are canon. Wait, so then if Tales are canon, How the hell is FNAF 4 then? Like, was FNAF 4 just an experiment? That's the takeaway from that game now, if the Tales are canon? Tales games, thank you. Yeah. What the? Okay. It would be cool if FNAF 4 was centered on one of the boys, though, Michael or the crying child.
Technology such as parental tracking, voice mimicking / luring, and storage.
It's practically confirmed. I mean, yeah, since they already added the Tiger Rock guy, right? That's it. It's confirmed. Huh. I guess FNAF 4 was just to show us the craziness of William Afton. You know what? It might have been because, like, next game we actually know who William Afton is because Sister Location came out after 4, right? So that was just trying to introduce us to some crazy motherfucker. That's crazy. Scott was trying to introduce us
was even able to make
Afton in his own little crazy way.
To her. Once the kid got too close, a giant
Ooh!
would reach out, grab
I'm sorry for pausing a lot, but like now my gears are cogging in my brain. Like that's actually kind of a cool way to introduce the villain that's been in these stories or in these games that we just didn't know. Because FNAF 1, 2, and 3, we just seen Purple Guy, but he didn't have a name. But then like FNAF 4, we start to see that he's doing shit. And then in Sister Location, we know his name. And then he has like a bunch of animatronics underground taking kids. What the fuck?
And lock them in the animatronics.
Okay, I'm with it. I'm with the Tales games thing.
Entertainment were suspicious of
I'm with the Tales games shit now. I like it.
She can sing. She's equipped with a built-in helium tank for inflating balloons right at her fingertips.
Actually, his name comes from Silver Eyes.
She can even dispense ice cream.
With all due respect, those aren't the design
it came from this, because he said Mr. Afton.
choices we were curious about, Mr. Afton.
Yeah.
Afton even
You almost
created a new
gaslit me.
restaurant for
FNAF
these
needs
animatronics called
anyone's
Circus
faith.
Baby's Pizza World. Elizabeth,
You
William
almost
Afton's
gaslit
daughter,
me.
was fascinated by Circus Baby. All she wanted to do was play with her, but Afton wouldn't let her.
Daddy, why won't you let me play with her? You let the other children go see her. Why won't you let me go?
He strictly told her to stay away from the animatronic, but one day, she didn't listen. On the opening day of Circus Baby's Pizza World, another domino would fall in Afton's life, and Elizabeth would soon be the victim of his terrible misdeeds.
Then she
I can
got
do something
kidnapped.
special. Did you know that? I can make ice cream, although I only did it once. What a wonderful day, though. I was in a small room with balloons and a few tables. I would always count the children. I'm not sure why. They usually played together in groups of 2 or 3. There were 4, then 3, then 2, then 1. Time to play.
Alright, I'm back. Sorry. Let me go back like a couple of seconds. Oh, nah. Someone's about to get clawed. Somebody's about to get the claw.
Ice cream.
Not looking around so she won't get caught doing this shit. That's crazy. No, the animation and the
Something
mini games
happened
having the
when I was
transition
one.
between each other like that is
I
insane.
was no longer myself. There was screaming for a moment, but only for a moment.
In an instant, Elizabeth was grabbed by Circus Baby and thrown into her stomach hatch. The sheer force of her being grabbed and thrown into the robot's storage tank was enough to kill her almost instantly. This is something that William wasn't able to test. That was until his daughter became the test. William Afton now lost another one of his kids.
That's
But
what he
this
gets for
time,
playing
it was
around,
all
honestly.
his fault. After just one day of being open, Circus Baby's
After's name was in the book Silver Eyes in 2015. FNAF SL was made in 2016. Both were written at the same time. Oh. Wait, so after FNAF 4... Oh yeah, because after FNAF 4, Scott was promoting that the games were over. So it wouldn't make sense that a book came out. And then he was like, oh wait, I never introduced the killer. And then he kept going and said, oh wait, I never killed off the killer. Or I never gave the killer a proper send-off and made everything right. So then that's probably why FNAF 6 and Sister Location were made. Wow.
Pizza World was shut down. Afton covered up the incident by telling the public
Or
that
FNAF 5. which one was Pizza Simulator? Was it the 6th or the 5th one in the series? No, it has to be the 6th one, because Sister Location came out before it, so yeah,
Restaurant
6.
shut down due to gas leaks.
Yeah,
but
6.
not everyone bought that story. The local newspaper wrote about the incident, saying, in other news, the grand opening of Circus Baby's Pizza World has apparently been canceled due to reported gas leaks in the building. Sources close to the establishment questioned the report, saying that strange activity around the area at night suggests something else is to blame. One local is quoted as saying, "Everything just stopped. There was so much excitement built around this place opening, and then they just stopped talking about it." A tenant from across the street claims to have witnessed a large group of cars surrounding the building during the night, and large pieces of equipment being taken out of the building under tarps. A few weeks later, the building was for sale. There is no comment yet from the local entrepreneur who financed the venture. That local entrepreneur, William Afton, successfully covered up everything. He was able to bring Circus Baby and the Funtime animatronics back down into his bunker, but once he got them there, he noticed something was different about Circus Baby. One distinct feature about Circus Baby was her...
Okay, serious question. Why didn't William Afton program the Funtimes not to kill his children? I never fucking understood that. You know, I mean, when you're someone who's planning on doing terrorism, you gotta also program your terrorism devices. So he probably spent more time programming the devices of terrorism rather than programming them not to touch his kid. And he was probably too lazy to. That's why he kept telling her, "Don't go towards that fucking robot. I swear to God. Like, no dinner tonight, under the cupboard." Like, you know, like, just being strict about it so he didn't have to program it.
Blue eyes. But what once was blue eyes now were green, the same color as Elizabeth's. In that moment, he knew that his...
I don't think he really cared about his kids at this point. Who knows, man? This is why Secret of the Mimic needs to give Afton a personality other than just underground scientist who's trying to discover the paranormal, because I'm trying to figure out, when did he snap? If he has an established business happy personality in Secret of the Mimic, then we can 100% confirm he snapped after the 4th game. But like, if he's always been a fucking maniac in Secret of the Mimic, then yeah, he's just always been a damn maniac.
Daughter's soul
That's what I'm so interested in. I need this man to get a little bit more of a personality,
Afton knew that the way
so we know
Charlie
when
went
he
on to
snapped.
possess the puppet was sloppy, and it was hard to recreate without getting caught. But what if the kids' bodies were hidden where no one would ever look? What if, just like his daughter,
He never snapped, in my
their bodies
opinion.
were
He was
stuffed
insane.
into the animatronics? For Afton, Elizabeth's death quickly went from just another inconvenience to a scientific breakthrough. Afton was one step closer to harnessing the power of life itself. But one successful experiment wasn't enough. Just like the fear experiments he built in the bunker, he needed to replicate exactly what happened. He needed to recreate the accident. And he knew exactly...
Wouldn't it be crazy if the kids in Didophobia happened to be the same kids that he killed? I feel like they should do it like that.
Exactly how he was
that would create beef.
going to do it.
That would
Using
be
the
some
Funtime
beef.
animatronics again wasn't an option.
I mean, they would have to like retcon the part where they were down there for multiple years. But like, I feel like making them the missing children would be crazy. That would
Circus
add
Baby's
a
Pizza
lot
World
more
was shut down,
depth
and
to
the
their
public
beef.
was already getting too suspicious of the animatronics. But he didn't need the Funtime animatronics. He was going to run the experiment himself. On June 26, 1985, William Afton made his way to Freddy Fazbear's Pizza. There, he would put on the old Spring Bonnie suit from Fredbear's to lure 5 kids into the back room.
Is that the movie intro? Was that the movie intro?
His way to Freddy Fazbear's Pizza. There, he would put on the old Spring Bonnie suit from Fredbear's to lure 5 kids into the back room.
Took a swim with my new
Dude, the crayon animation's like so satisfying for some reason.
didn't care, I jumped right.
That would be so cool. That music sounded familiar. That's a FNAF movie, like 8-bitted. It'd be so cool if we seen like these mini games in Secret of the Mimic or some, not Secret of the Mimic, I don't know. Maybe in some daytime Five Nights at Freddy's game being used. That would be so cool to see these mini games we're struggling to find just there and out in the open. And I know what they're referencing here. The Fruity Maze, Afton's going to appear in the game. Or the, yeah. Hell nah.
Hello. Looking for.
Is his fucking arm gone? Or is it behind his... It's behind his back because he got a knife. He got a knife.
Looking for a friend.
My man is packing right now. Wait. You expect me to believe this motherfucker who should not be wearing this suit right now has a knife behind his back where the security guard should be looking or can see it? You're telling me he did that? I know it's just an animation and, you know, like, it's their interpretation of things, but you're trying to tell me that nobody's seen that? Jesus Christ. Nah. I would have caught that, me personally, if I was a guard. Oh my god, the stuffing. This music sounds satisfying. Leaving broken plushies out so he can lure them there. You gotta be kidding me with that.
One by one, Afton killed them and stuffed their bodies into the animatronics.
Chica's jaw is broken?
Being stuffed into Chica. Gabriel went into Freddy, Jeremy into Bonnie, Fritz into Foxy, and then there was Cassidy, who went
Now, how do we know the order? Is it because of the Princess Quest game, right?
The Fredbear, aka Golden Freddy. At this point, Afton had no idea that the crying child spirit was in Golden.
Someone give me a tiny explanation on Princess Quest again. Was that like visualization for Vanny being taken over by Glitchtrap? That was it, right? And it also kind of gave us a little look on how they all died. Or is the Princess Quest girl supposed to be one of the kids too? Oh, okay.
Freddy, so he didn't think twice about shoving Cassidy in there. The way Afton killed Cassidy, though, was different from the rest. Freddy, Bonnie, Chica, and Foxy were just regular animatronics. Afton had no choice but to kill them, then stuff them into the suits. But Golden Freddy wasn't just a regular animatronic, it was a Springlock suit. The same Springlock suit that took his youngest son's life. Afton was aware of how dangerous the Springlocks were. Any bit of moisture or too much movement would cause them to snap shut, slowly killing whoever was inside. So that's exactly what he did to Cassidy. He put him into the suit and watched as the Springlocks snapped shut, cementing Cassidy's death as the most brutal of them all. Freddy, Bonnie, Chica, Foxy, and Golden Freddy weren't the only animatronics sitting in the back room of Freddy Fazbear's Pizza, though. They were joined by the security puppet, which contained the soul of Henry's daughter, Charlie. Once Afton was gone, Charlie jumped into action, almost acting as a guide for their souls, properly giving them life inside of each animatronic. After the incident, the kids were quickly reported missing by their families, and although the security cameras caught Afton luring the kids away, he wasn't able to fully get in trouble, since he was wearing the spring
And UCN Chica said she's the first and help wanted. We see Gabriel being lured and Chica and Bonnie are already here.
Bonnie suit, they were never able to prove it was actually him. Afton also hid the kids' bodies where no one would ever look, so the bodies were never found. Unbelievably, Afton was able to get away with yet another crime. Because of all the bad press that came from the missing children's incident, people stopped coming to the pizzeria. After months of customers no longer showing up, Fazbear Entertainment officially shut down Freddy Fazbear's Pizza. Shortly after the pizzeria shut down, Afton decided to pull the Funtime animatronics out of retirement and finally get his underground facility fully operational. He knew he couldn't try opening another Circus Babies restaurant, so he had a new idea.
Due to the massive success, and even more so the unfortunate closing of Freddy Fazbear's Pizza, it was clear that the stage was set, no pun intended, for another contender in children's entertainment. Unlike
Can you just imagine Afton typing out all this stuff for the handy bot to say? It's creepy, isn't it?
most entertainment venues, our robotic entertainment,
like the unfortunate closing, knowing damn well he caused it, like
are rented out for private parties during the day.
Afton opened Circus Babies Entertainment and Rental. This way, he could rent out the Funtime animatronics to local birthday parties, capture kids, and bring them back to his underground bunker to be experimented on. While Afton was running his rental business, Fazbear Entertainment was determined to try opening another pizzeria. In the summer of 1987, Fazbear Entertainment opened the new and improved Freddy Fazbear's Pizza, this time with brand new versions of their original characters. These were called the Toy Animatronics, and they were once again built by Henry.
What year did you just say?
In the summer of 1987, Fazbear
Oh, duh,
Entertainment
87.
opened
Yeah,
their
duh.
original characters.
87.
These were called the toy animatronics.
I don't know why I
and they
forgot
were once
for a
again
second.
built by Henry. Henry was aware of what happened in 1985, and especially of what happened to his daughter, so he was determined to make sure that never happened again. These new toy animatronics were equipped with facial recognition systems that were linked directly to a criminal database. The security puppet was also brought out of retirement, but instead of working security, it sat quietly in the prize corner. Freddy, Bonnie, Chica, Foxy, Golden Freddy, and Spring Bonnie were also moved to the new pizzeria, and it's revealed that these animatronics were mostly used for spare parts.
By now, I'm sure you've noticed the older models sitting in the back room. Those are from the previous location, and we just use them for parts now. The idea at first was to repair them, but they were just so ugly, you know? And the smell.
This means
And the
that the
smell.
haunted metal of the original Freddy
Jesus.
animatronics was now being put into the toy animatronics, causing the toys to also now be possessed. Were mostly used for spare parts.
Sorry if I gotta
I'm
rewind.
sure you've noticed the older models sitting in the back room. Those are from the previous location, and we just use them for parts now. The idea at first was to repair them, but they were just so ugly, you know? And the smell.
So what John is saying is the kids got packed up. The kids had gotten packed up way before FNAF 2 location opened up?
This means that the haunted metal of the original Freddy's animatronics was now being put into the toy animatronics, causing the toys to also now be possessed. After Afton got away with the first set of murders, he needed to see if the kids' spirits were possessing the animatronics. In order to see
William
for
Afton up behind his back with a knife and a spring body suit. What the fuck?
himself, Afton went back to work at the new pizzeria as a daytime security guard. While Afton was working the day shift, Jeremy Fitzgerald was working the night shift. Jeremy worked there for 5
Poor guy.
nights, and unfortunately for him, because the kids possessing the animatronics were killed by an adult, they were extremely aggressive to any adult they encountered.
They interact with the kids just fine, but when they encounter an adult, they just stare.
Meanwhile, Afton
There was another set of there was another set of murders at the second location. Oh yeah.
decided to pull the same trick he
There
did
definitely
at
was.
the old Freddy's location.
How many kids did he
gaining 5
kill?
more victims.
Someone used
10?
one of the suit. We
Damn.
had a spare in the back, a yellow one. Someone used it.
Afton used the Spring Bonnie suit to pull the same stunt again on 5 more kids. But as he was
All right, I'm slow. I'm sorry. So we got the first missing children incident. Where did that happen? I already forgot. My brain is so packed with Five Nights at Freddy's information, it cannot sort them all. But the next missing children incident happened before the first Freddy Fazbear location in the first game.
committing the murders, Charlie from inside the puppet
Which
was
place did he
actively
kill them?
trying to save the kids. She tried enlisting the help of the other animatronics, but it was too late. Afton had already finished what he started.
The first location after Fredbear's. First location after Fredbear's.
Not only that, him seeing the puppet and Freddy walking around the pizzeria trying to stop him was all the proof he needed that his experiments were successful. The kids he put into the original suits were haunting the animatronics. But there was one problem. Afton knew that the haunted metal of the
The unwithered location.
skeletons was the key to everything, but the animatronics were trapped at the pizzeria.
And the unwithered location, we don't know, or is it Fredbear's? Because y'all said after Fredbear's, though.
There was no way he could bring them back to his underground bunker. He couldn't get to the
That means we might get another game if it's a location we don't know.
animatronics if the pizzeria was still open.
We don't know.
and active.
Oh.
So he needed to find a way to make sure the pizzeria shuts down and fast. Instead of stuffing the new set of victims into the toy animatronics, he decided to leave the kids out in plain sight, scattered throughout the pizzeria. This was a guaranteed way to get the pizzeria shut down. A few hours after Afton committed the murders, Jeremy Fitzgerald showed up for his night shift, unaware of what happened that day.
Hello. What on earth are you doing there? Didn't you get the memo? The place is closed down, at least for a while. Listen, just finish your shift. It's safer than trying to leave in the middle of the night. We have one more event scheduled for tomorrow, a birthday. You'll be on day shift. Wear your uniform. Stay close to the animatronics and make sure they don't hurt anyone, okay?
The next day, during
Make sure
Jeremy's
they don't
day
hurt
shift,
anyone.
one of the animatronics bit him in the head. This was infamously known as the bite of 87. Meanwhile, Afton successfully got the pizzeria shut down. The local newspaper wrote about the incident, saying, after being open only a few short weeks, Freddy Fazbear's Pizza is closing its doors. The new animatronics will be scrapped due to possible malfunctions. However, the original characters are being kept in hopes of a possible reorganization of the company. Since the toy animatronics were now being scrapped, he knew he could get away with taking their endoskeletons. But he also knew that he couldn't risk showing his face at the pizzeria again, so he got his oldest son Michael to do the work for him. William was easily able to get Michael to do whatever he wanted. William was abusive and manipulative, while Michael was haunted by the guilt of what he did to his younger brother. Because of this, Michael basically acted as William's puppet. Michael showed up for the night shift at the now closed Freddy Fazbear's Pizza under a code name, Fritz Smith. At the end of his shift, he would successfully steal the toy animatronics endoskeletons for his father, causing him to get fired his first day on the job due to tampering with the animatronics. As it said in the local newspaper, while Fazbear Entertainment scrapped the toy animatronics, the original Freddy, Bonnie, Chica, and Foxy were going to be fixed up and reused. And that's exactly what they did. After the 1987 Freddy's location shut down, they opened yet another location, this time using the exact same building as the first Freddy Fazbear's Pizza. As you can imagine, this didn't work out great for the business. People already had a bad impression.
What?
This time using the exact same building as the first Freddy Fazbear's Pizza. As you can imagine, this
What? That's true?
didn't work out great for the business. People already had a bad impression of Fazbear Entertainment, so using the same building that the original murders took place in didn't help business. Customers barely showed up to the new pizzeria, leading it to shut down by the end of 1993.
Why y'all keep saying retrofit?
Although this was bad news for Fazbear Entertainment, this was great news for William Afton.
Not gonna lie, the FNAF timeline is so confusing. Yeah, especially when you got a theorist's take on it. Kind of confuses everything.
Afton was able to acquire the endos of the toy animatronics, but that wasn't enough. He needed all of the haunted
Because you kind of got to open your mind to somebody else's
especially the
interpretation
ones
of
in the
things,
original
which fucks my brain up.
Once the pizzeria shut down, Afton came up with the plan to steal the endos from the animatronics. Each pizzeria was designed with something called a safe room.
As always, if there is ever an emergency, please go to the designated safe room. Every location is built with one extra room that is not included in the digital map layouts programmed into the animatronics or security system. This room is hidden to customers, invisible to animatronics, and is always off camera.
This room was hidden from guests and invisible to the animatronics. Afton would use this to his advantage, luring each of the animatronics to the safe room and dismantling them one by one. The kids possessing these animatronics were the same kids he lured into the back room all those years ago.
I guess we should have questioned where their endoskeletons went.
The same kids all over again.
Wait, why am I so confused right now? Did the newspaper say that they were using the old Fredbear's location and just redoing it for FNAF 1's location? It must be what I forgot. Doobie. Dude, this they do that? Like, bro's a menace. Just, he knows he don't gotta stare in the camera like that. He's just subtle foreshadowing. Yo.
Once he finished dismantling each animatronic
That's
and
crazy.
sealing their endoskeleton, he brought them down to his underground bunker, where he would melt them all down into one liquid substance called Remnant. Not only did Afton rob these kids of their lives, he would use their souls long after they're gone for his own personal gain.
This animation goes hard. It really does. It's crazy shit. I'm trying to figure out which part in specific did the hottest dog make so I can be like, that's my goat. Everybody did good. That's not to say everyone didn't do good. It's just, I just want to see what part my goat did. Remember when everyone was thinking that the Follow Me minigames would be recreated in live action for the first movie? Surprised they weren't. Surprised they went on with their own story. It would have been cool to see, like, the games be made into movie form. Kind of disappointing, but at the same time, they still did good with making their own story. And they had Scott to help, so I trust it. Or they had Scott to observe. I don't know if Scott was, like, necessarily helping. I forget the process. William's crazy ass would leave a Freddy plushie behind him while melting those suits.
By melting down the endos, he successfully created Remnant. This substance, containing the spirits of all of the missing children, was silver in color, and if kept at the right temperature, was malleable. Afton didn't want to risk...
My question is, how is their POV? Like how does their POV, like, look when you're just melted like that into liquid?
The remnant on himself, so he injected it into the Funtime animatronics. Once he did, the animatronics jumped to life. The experiment had worked. William Afton unlocked the power of life itself. After his successful experiment, he went back to Freddy Fazbear's Pizza to collect his old Spring Bonnie suit. But once he got there, he was met with the spirits of the 5 missing children.
Oh, so John thinks that he had 2 visits, not just 1. Okay.
Inside the safe room. Cassidy, the spirit inside Golden Freddy, chased Afton.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't know. Like, you would have thought those spirits would have locked him in, though. Like, after the 3rd or 4th spirit, they would have locked his ass in that building. Huh. Like, I'm just saying, if I'm a ghost that's been looking for you all these years, and you're like the first security guard in a long time that broke my suit and that had the balls to do it, I'd be chasing your ass. I'm not lying. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Around the room.
Surprised none of them chased him.
Forced him to get into the Spring Bonnie suit. Cassidy was the most vengeful spirit of them all. Being spring-locked in the Fredbear suit was a painful and slow death, and he wanted to make sure that Afton knew what that felt like. At this point, Afton knew how a spirit could live on.
FNAF forgot FNAF 1. I believe... Alright, I'm sorry. Just letting you know, TheHottestDog will animate the section of this video that covers the events of FNAF 6. Did it say it in the credits? Okay.
As he was inside the suit,
he must have posted it on Twitter.
He'd be back.
When's his HQ reactions? I don't know. I gotta find some time to do all those videos I missed, or I gotta start from the beginning. Which I should probably just start from the beginning. Call it the Zajku saga of the channel. It's Into the Pits audio. Oh yeah.
As Afton laughed, the spring locks snapped shut.
I guess we should have knew that the books were kind of canon, though. Especially the deniers, huh? I've never been a denier. I've just always been the guy who just waits for the next game because theorizing with the community is kind of tiresome. Because we're always thinking of different ideas that impact into my head, and then I forget everything. But, yeah, I guess we should have knew the Tales games were fucking, real, because William Afton's audio was in the game, and there's pictures of Henry and William in it. But is Into the Pit a Tales book too? Right?
Forcing him to go through what Cassidy went through.
Are you gonna react to AVM this year? What's AVM?
was an act of revenge by Cassidy, and it wouldn't be the last. Afton was now confined to the safe room of the now shut down Freddy Fazbear's Pizza, and because of this, everything in his underground bunker was left abandoned. But even with Afton,
I knew the moment they added the mimic into the story. True. But it also could have just been like a game twist, like the main universe twist on how the mimic is. But now that they've added actual book shit, yeah, now we're seeing that the books could have a hand inside of the canon. But who knows what they're gonna do with the book knowledge that we have? Like, are they gonna just turn it into something else for the main game's lore, or are they actually gonna use the book page for page? That's the question now. No, Into the Pit is a Fazbear's Fright story. Oh.
Gone, the rental business continued on its own. All of the Funtime animatronics containing the spirits of the missing children and even his daughter Elizabeth
so I guess the fright stories could work too
during the day and then brought right back down to the bunker. All the spirits wanted to do was escape, but they were always put back underground. After Afton went missing, his eldest son Michael, who's been blindly helping his father, remembered what his father told him if he ever went missing. If William wasn't there to finish his work, Michael would do it for him. Afton's underground facility was always off limits to Michael, but since he was now gone, Michael had no choice. He took the elevator down to where his father worked every day. Although Michael was helping out his father by stealing some of the endos from the animatronics back in the day, he never exactly knew what William was doing until he got down into the bunker.
Just realized he forgot about Miss Afton. Honestly, Scott never gave us enough space to like contemplate like what it would be like for a Mrs. Afton or a Mrs. Emily. Like, the wives are kind of irrelevant in this case. Like, maybe William just has a miserable wife who sits in front of the TV all day, but that's pretty much the only thing Scott's given us. We can't really like say anything. She probably just left his ass. I mean, if my husband started making underground bunkers and robots that do terrorism, I'm pretty sure I'm not going to see much of him and I'm going to leave him. He's obsessed with something that's not me, so I would leave. That's probably what she said. Miss Emily divorced Henry after Charlie's death in the books. Oh, word? Have you actually found anyone helping you with the watch order of the Alan Becker videos? Yeah, I started watching season 1 yesterday, and yesterday I posted my season 2 reaction. If you missed it, YouTube doesn't notify people, or maybe it does, I don't know.
Complete with multiple rooms conducting fear experiments.
But I have been watching them in order
behind the
for the last 3 days,
and how they were actually designed to kidnap kids. And he learned through the voice of Baby exactly how his sister died.
A little girl standing by herself. My stomach opened, and there was ice cream. I couldn't move, at least not until she stepped closer.
But as the week went on, Baby was conducting a plan of her own. A plan to escape the bunker.
FNAF 1 security guard was forgotten. The guard,
Elizabeth
Mike Schmidt, he was already on such location.
Michael remembered her as. She was entirely devoted to her father and would do anything to make him proud of her. At the end of the week, all of the Funtime animatronics endos were scooped out, with all of them combining into one animatronic called Ennard. This creature, containing the spirits of the missing kids and Elizabeth, knew they wouldn't be able to escape the bunker looking like an animatronic. They needed a human body to walk around in.
So, I guess our assumption, possibly, seeing as how this is, you know, FNAF's take on things, our assumption that the kids just kind of left after Afton died is incorrect. Like, they're still there inside of the fucking sister location.
You are in the scooping room now. Funtime Foxy has already been here today. Funtime Freddy has already been here today. Melora has already been here today. Circus Baby has already been here today. I've been out before, but they always put me back. They always put us back inside. There's nowhere for us to hide here. There is nowhere to go. when we look like this. But if we looked like you, then we could hide. If we looked like you, then we would have somewhere to go.
I like how the music is like
The scooper only
rising.
hurts for a moment.
Damn. What's more messed up is she didn't even put Michael to
Afton's insides
sleep.
got scooped out and replaced.
She
by
didn't even put that
Ennard,
man to
helping
sleep. He
all
had
of
to
the
feel
souls to
all
escape
that.
The facility. With
No
every
gas.
passing day after this happened, Michael looked more and more like a walking zombie. His skin was starting to turn purple, and people started to notice. Michael's body was no longer a good disguise for Ennard, so Ennard ejected itself from Michael. But because the scooper was also a remnant injector, when Michael Afton was scooped, he was also injected with remnant. The remnant made it so even after Ennard was gone, he was still able to survive. With Michael now
Zombification.
back in full control of his body, he had a new mission. Although he did, one way or another, successfully free his sister from the underground facility, he also learned about all of his father's terrible misdeeds. His loyalty to his father turned to disgust. It was time for him to end all of this.
Father, it's me, Michael. I did it. I found it. It was right where you said it would be. They were all there. They didn't recognize me at first, but then they thought I was you. And I found her. I put her back together, just like you asked me to. She's free now. But something is wrong with me. I should be dead, but I'm not. I've been living in shadows.
This was a hard line.
There's only one thing left for me to do now. I'm going to come find you. I'm going to come find you.
Do you think
Michael
we'll
would spend years searching
Do you think we're gonna see purple rotted Michael as a playable character in DBD? I hope, and I do hope we finally get like a a canon way Michael Afton looks as the survivor. Because he's got to be the survivor. Maybe they'll add Jeremy. Maybe they'll add Vanessa. I don't know. Or maybe they'll just make it movie FNAF. I don't know. But I kind of want a canon, like, this is what Michael Afton would look like. Or I guess I'm trying to say I want game universe Michael Afton in Dead by Daylight. And I want Scott to confirm that that's what he would look like. So then maybe we know what William Afton might look like.
With no luck, until a new ad in the local newspaper caught his attention. Someone decided to open something called Fazbear's Fright, the horror attraction. Local amusement park is getting ready to scare you.
But I guess we could say that Book Afton would look like his Universal counterpart. So I don't know. From the Silver Eyes Fourth Closet books. I'm pretty sure we just had to assume he looks like that in the actual game too.
Off with a new attraction based on the unsolved mysteries of Freddy Fazbear's Pizza. Featuring actual relics from the decades-old pizzeria, this new attraction is guaranteed to bring back your childhood in the worst possible way. As if using the crimes of his father to make a profit wasn't bad enough, they also went back to the old pizzerias and collected any objects they could find to put on display at the attraction. Michael immediately applied for the job of the security guard with the sole intention of burning the place to the ground. When he got there, he saw the remnants of his past. The shells of all of the animatronics, missing every single one of their endoskeletons. He knew they could only find the shells of the animatronics because he and his father stole their endoskeletons all those years ago, leaving only the shells behind. On day 2 of working at the attraction, he got word that they found a real animatronic.
We found one. A real one.
This real animatronic ended up being his father, still inside the spring Bonnie suit he died in.
I don't know why it always confuses me, but like this right here, those are Afton's real eyes, right? That's not like the eyes of Spring Bonnie. Cause like my interpretation ever since I was like a kid was like the eyes are like the white parts, but like Afton's skull got jammed in there, so his eyes are actually the gray parts. I don't know if Afton's eyes are the gray parts right here, or his eyes are like these big ass ones right here.
decades
Forgot.
ago. Even though his father was now in the building with him, he still decided to go through on his plan, all in an effort to end his father once and for all. Michael then rigged the wiring in the building to catch fire, burning the horror attraction to the ground with his father inside.
The spring locks embedded the animatronic eyes onto him. Oh. But wait, if they were Spring Bonnie's eyes, wouldn't there have to be an endoskeleton in it? So I think those are William. But FNAF 3 Springtrap goes hard.
A new local attraction based on an ancient pizzeria chain.
Scott has
burned
never
down
made a
overnight.
better Springtrap
Authorities
design,
have
in
not
my
ruled
opinion.
out foul play, but at the moment it seems to have been caused by faulty.
Like no offense to Scott, I love him, but like the FNAF 6 Springtrap, I did not like that one. And I and Steel Wool, I love him too, love him with all my heart, but I don't know, that Spring Bonnie suit didn't hit. That glitch trap suit, it don't hit. It looks ugly. But like it's supposed to look ugly. It's supposed to look scary. That's what I would believe a fucked up guy would lure some kids in.
Wiring. Although the fire destroyed most of everything.
So I
in the
guess they did the
building,
job right,
William
and Scott did the job
miraculously
right.
Was able to
But
survive.
I don't know,
William
FNAF
was
3?
now
Like look
free,
at that.
roaming
That shit goes so hard, doesn't it? Like look at like the flesh, the buttons. It kind of looks like there's like a button in the flesh in the middle right there. Like I don't know. It just like it just goes so hard. I love FNAF 3 Springtrap.
the outside world along with the souls of the missing children, Elizabeth,
You can't go wrong
and
with that
Charlie
design.
inside the puppet. Since Michael wasn't able to end everything, someone else needed to step in. That someone was Henry Emily. Afton's old business partner and father of Charlie heard about the fire at Fazbear's Fright, along with the rumors of the various animatronic creatures now roaming the streets. Henry was determined to put an end to all of this.
It's only now that I understand the depth of the depravity of this creature, this monster that I unwillingly helped to create. As if what he had already done wasn't enough, he found a new way to desecrate.
Henry's lines were so good.
Destroy. As if the suffering wasn't enough. The loss of innocence, the loss of everything to so many people. Small souls trapped in prisons of my making, now set to new purpose, and used in ways I never thought imaginable. He lured them all back to a familiar place, back with familiar tricks. He brought them all together. Are they still aware? I hope not. It keeps me awake at night. I could make myself sleep, but not yet. Not until I undo what he has done and heal this wound. A wound first inflicted on me, but then one that I let bleed out to cause all of this. He set some kind of trap. I don't know what it was, but he led them there again. He overpowered them again, and he robbed them of the only thing that they had again. I don't know how those tiny breaths of life came to inhabit those machines, but they will never find rest now. Not like this. I have
Crazy.
to call them all back, all of them, together in one place.
Crazy.
By gathering all of the animatronics in one place and locking them in the same room, he would be able to burn them all to the ground for good, effectively freeing their spirits in the process. In order to do this, Henry created a new restaurant called Freddy Fazbear's Pizza
The speech should be in the
Place.
next
He knew that the
movies.
spirits and William couldn't resist coming back to a new location, even if it was all just a trap. Charlie was different though. She was smarter than the rest, so Henry knew she wouldn't be as easily fooled. So he created an animatronic called Lefty, standing for Lure, Encapsulate, Fuse, Transport, and Extract, specifically to capture the puppet and bring it to the pizzeria, while trying to find someone that would help.
I don't know. It's fucking... Do you think Scott was just trying to put a bunch of... Do you think Scott was trying to put like a hard ass acronym together, and it just kind of seems like a bunch of words put together? Like, I don't know, just lure, encapsulate, fuse, transport, extract. Man, just call that thing cap or something, for short for capture. Like, damn, it's so complicated.
Specifically to capture.
But Lefty does go hard though. Lefty does go hard. And it's cool that Scott did somehow make it an acronym out of that.
And bring it to the pizzeria, while trying to find someone that would help him carry out his plan.
Call that damn
one
robot
person
capture
showed up
the
for
robot or
job,
something.
A person who was also determined to finally end all of this, Michael Afton.
And I just got a thought about that. Henry acts like someone's gonna go around, or I'm sorry, Henry's acting like Lefty's gonna go around saying, my name is lure, capture, fucking, like, just call it capture. It doesn't have to state what it's there for. It can capture the puppet without having to talk and give away what it's trying to do.
Day, the animatronics roaming the streets would show up in the alleyway next to the pizzeria. Baby, aka
Henry's
Elizabeth,
funny.
the souls of the missing children, and the crying child.
Scott Cawthon knows what he's doing.
Freddy,
yeah.
Charlie, and Lefty, and his father, William, all showed up in the back alley. Michael would then collect each animatronic and throw them into a facility under the pizzeria, designed to be a maze with no exit, where the animatronics would roam around without even knowing they're trapped, until the end of the week, where they would all be burned to the ground.
You think Afton would be like, I've been in here for 3 fucking days. Where's the toilets? Like,
plan was in motion. As far as
bro just kept
Elizabeth and William
walking
were
around.
concerned, this was a good thing. All of this remnant now in one place was all that they wanted, until Henry stepped in.
You played right into our hands. Did you really think that this job just fell out of the sky for you? No. This was a gift for us. You gathered them all together in one place, just like he asked you to. All of those little souls in one place, just for us. A gift. Now we can do what we were created to do and be complete. I will make you proud, Daddy. Watch. Listen. And be full.
Huh. Connection terminated. Someone shut that damn robot up and invent 2B.
If you still even remember that name. But I'm afraid you've been misinformed. You are not here to receive a gift, nor have you been called here by the individual you assume, although you have indeed been
She's like,
called.
what?
You have all been called here, into a labyrinth of sounds and smells, misdirection, and misfortune. A labyrinth with no exit, a maze with
Charlie's
no
like, what the
prize.
fuck did I
You
do?
don't even realize that you are trapped. Your lust for blood has driven you in endless circles, chasing the cries of children in some unseen chamber, always seeming so near.
Shut your lame ass up, Henry Emily.
But you will never find them. None of you will. This is where your story ends.
Hey, at least Afton gets to burn with a game in the background.
You, my brave volunteer, who somehow found this job listing not intended for you.
This animation is hard.
There was a way
Yo!
to plan for you. I have a feeling that's not what you want. I have a feeling that you are right where you want to be. I am remaining as well.
I hope they get the poses right when they burn.
This place will not
That's gonna be crazy.
And the memory of everything that started this can finally begin to fade away. And the memory of
You let this motherfucker talk for 40 seconds and now you start to run?
everything that started this can finally begin to fade away, as the agony of every tragedy should. And to you monsters...
Oh, they got the
trapped in
poses
corridors,
right.
Be still, and give up your spirits. They don't belong to you. For most of you, I believe there is peace, and perhaps more, waiting for you after the smoke clears.
Oh,
For one of you,
the eyes going out.
perhaps more, waiting for you after the smoke clears. Although for one of you, the darkest pit of hell has opened to swallow you whole.
Get the pose.
Don't
Do the
keep the
pose.
devil waiting.
Ah, shit.
My
Yeah.
daughter, if you can hear me,
Closing
I knew
his
you would
ass
return
in.
as well. It's in your nature to protect the innocent. I'm sorry that on that day,
Oh.
the day you were shut out and left to die, no one was there to lift you up into their arms the way you lifted others into yours.
Nah.
No one was there.
Nah. Getting to watch his ass burn and get packed up in a vent incinerator is kind of a hard touch. I don't know who did this, but you're like probably the best animator all year.
To lift you up into their arms.
She gets to
the way
watch
you
that
lifted
motherfucker get
others
packed
into yours.
up.
And then what became of you? I should have known you wouldn't be content to disappear. Not my daughter.
Ooh.
I couldn't save you then. So let me save you now. It's time to rest for you and for those you have carried in your arms. This ends for all of us in communication.
Imagine this in
Henry put
movie
a fire to
form.
the
Bro,
animatronic.
they better put this on Peacock or something when it comes out, because they're going to be catching me in the movie just, holy shit! Like, no, I'm gonna ruin everyone's cinematic experience.
May have
Not that I'm like a loud person when I'm actually in the movie theater. I actually like want to throw my bucket of popcorn at people who are loud as hell. But I don't know if I'll be able to contain myself with Five Nights at Freddy's though.
freed the spirits from the metal of the robots.
But then again, if I
some of
contain
them
myself with the
still
Dragon
needed
Ball
help
movies, I can do it for
actually
Five Nights at
moving on
Freddy's.
into the afterlife. This help would come from Charlie. She helped guide the spirits into the robots. Now she would help them move on. In the world of Five Nights at Freddy's, the way a spirit can move on is by them being put into a happy memory. The memory Charlie chose actually comes from the crying child and the day he got bit. Piece by piece, Charlie put that terrible shattered memory back together, but this time she would change it into a happy memory. Instead of the crying child getting bit on his birthday, Charlie changed it so that all of the missing kids and Charlie would celebrate him, giving him a giant birthday cake. By changing that terrible memory into a happy one and attaching all of the spirits to it, they were able to successfully pass into the afterlife.
Oh. Okay. I low-key thought John forgot about the happiest day. I low-key thought. I don't know. Knowing how much they suffered throughout all the games, it kind of makes me wish. It kind of makes me wish Scott never had them like kill anybody or hurt anybody.
Able to move on, except for one. Move on.
Oh shit! Oh my god! Ooh, yo! Who animated that? Was that not hard? That was cinema. Yo, clap emojis in the chat. That was cinema. That was peak cinema. That was like, oh my god.
Except for one.
And then the cloud? Yo. So then I wonder if, what do y'all call him, Andrew? I wonder if Andrew is still there. Wait, no, I think Old Man Consequences dealt with him, right? What?
Cassidy, the most vengeful spirit of them all, wasn't done yet. He decided to attack.
What? Why'd it go in Springtrap though? Oh, Jonlanty, what's up? That's one of the animators. I gotta mod Jonlanty. Y'all did great on this animation, man. Seriously. Like, y'all went hard. Like, oh my god.
Cassidy, the most vengeful spirit of them all, wasn't done yet. He decided to attach his soul to Williams, making sure that William was unable to move on. By attaching his spirit to Williams, he was able to trap Afton in an endless loop of death. He made Afton relive every one of his terrible misdeeds. The fear experiments, his underground bunker, and the pizzeria where Cassidy was killed. Afton experienced all of this while being attacked and killed over.
I didn't even realize the maps in the game might actually simulate that. That's crazy.
And over again by all of the animatronics from his past. Every time an animatronic would attack him, Cassidy would be there, reminding him that the suffering will never end.
We've only just begun. I will never let you leave. I will never let you rest.
I wish Scott wasn't scared to make like William scream when he dies. I think that would be like the final touch. You know, the best touch that game could have probably had. Hearing William just scream in the background.
Us, but I'm not gonna let that happen. I will hold you here. I will keep you here, no matter how many times they burn us.
Actually, isn't that an audio where he's like screaming like Henry Michael or some shit? Or was that like a fan-made audio? Yeah, do y'all know which one I'm talking about? I'm sure y'all do. He's like, Henry, William, or some shit like that.
Cassidy knew that Afton didn't deserve the afterlife. He deserved to pay for what he's done for all.
He does it in UCN.
But If you keep up with the franchise, you know that that's not the end of the story. Like I said at the beginning of the video, making a FNAF timeline is not easy, no matter what anyone
not at all.
says. In broad strokes, you can explain the basic plot, but once you get down to the motivations and the why of everything, you have to start filling in the blanks yourself. Some people who've helped me fill in the blanks that I'd like to shout out are Toast for his theory about Cassidy being locked in Golden Freddy. I think that makes a lot of sense and is really satisfying for the narrative. Also, I'd like to shout out MatPat for his theory about Midnight Motorist. After trying to figure that minigame out for years, I think your explanation makes the most sense. It's important for me to say that no one except for Scott Cawthon himself knows the exact story he was trying to.
And MatPat. Because let's be honest, we seen it. MatPat had Scott in the video. It's not like he didn't come over and didn't ask about the lore. Matt knows the lore now.
So please make sure to watch.
Now that he's retired, it won't make theories. And has Scott's written
and when the time
is given Scott written consent that he'll never make no damn theorist videos.
Right, I'll be back to tackle the newer games in this franchise. Until then, make sure to subscribe and thanks for watching.
Nah, that shit was hard. That was hard. Voice acting by Daco. Jonlanty, there he is. He's in the chat. Derpmii. That is that's awkward, isn't it? For a credit scene to have the credits in the background of a credit scene. That's I've never seen that before. That's fresh. That's new. That is that's a mind fuck right there. Voice acting by MatPat. I've seen that. John FuhNaff. InTheShadows. Seeing some names I'm recognizing in there. Voice acting by Upside Haunts. TKSFM. By the way, I know whoever did this specific animation right here must have been like just bumping their head against the wall. Maybe TK did it since like they're showing the name here. But like nah. Wait, Jonlanty, do you actually know which animator has done this scene right here with the remnant pouring into the bucket? I know that shit took took longer than a month to make. Just that alone, I don't even want to know how many keyframes got to be packed into that one. MLSpence, TheHottestDog, Snartles. Oh, I guess they are showing their creative works. Original songs by AP Angry Piggy, DHousTA, and FNAF. So basically when the name shows up as their animations, yeah. Rest in peace to TKSFM. I know that did not take fucking a week. That shit must have took like 14 months. I wonder when this animation project was brought up. But wow. That can happen in a click of a button. Yeah, I don't know. If you want it like nice and detailed, it's probably gonna take a lot more click of a button. Long time ago? Yeah, I bet. Sis, didn't you say back in August you was cooking a theory? Yeah, I did. Don't worry, it'll come soon. I promise. There's gonna be a part 2, isn't there? Yeah, that's what John was saying. Wow. Wow. So that was the entire Five Nights at Freddy's timeline. I'm gonna end this stream off so I can upload this. I think I will be reading Corey X Kenshin's Monsters We Make manga. I'll probably do like a live manga reading in a video, and then you guys can just sit back and listen to me read it. Yeah, I'll see you guys later. Peace out. I was gonna do it with this stream, but I don't know if I like want to pack too much into this stream, especially if people want to just see my reaction to this. But I promise today or tomorrow I will have a video of me reading all 264 pages digitally of Monsters We Make, just to see if this manga is crazy. I just need to see how properly to do a manga reading video, because I know you can still get copyrighted from panels. But anyway, I'll see you guys later. Peace out. I just gotta make sure the stream's caught up. Oh, okay. Boop.